What's up, everybody, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Gotham After Show. I'm your host, Devon, and to my left and right are also the favorite people we love seeing every week. Right here is your boy, David.
Hey, guys, David. Nice to see you back.
On the right, we got Vi.
Hi, everybody, it's Vi, and I want to be under Penguin's umbrella.
Ooh, we all knew that, didn't we? And at the end, we got your boy, Tommy B.
Hey, I'm Tommy B, and I'm a basic bitch.
Yes. Now, although he's not basic, guys. He's just having a little self-confidence issues right now. Please, feel free to join us. Tell your mama, tell her mama to tell her mama and her friends to join us at theStreamtv and join the conversation as usual, because we love to interact with you beautiful people out there. Okay, so, hey, I almost forgot. Before we even get started, we all want to miss the amazing Miss Susan Wren a happy birthday.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Susan.
She's turning 22, everybody, so can you please send her something nice and small and lacy, because we all know and love it, okay? Yes. So, I'm pretty sure you guys saw the episode that we just watched right now, episode 7. It was great. I have to say, this actually was one of my favorite episodes that we had to have. I know a guy was talking about someone on YouTube that we always say good things. Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't disagree with you on this one because I really did like this episode. Sorry to disappoint. And so we already know where we can start off. Your man, your also lovely Robin Taylor Lord, or whatever his name is.
Robin Lord Taylor. He sounds
Taylor.
It sounds like a high-end clothing store for like women in their 50s who you know, sit on yachts and stuff like that.
Yes, I think it sounds like a male porn star's name.
Robin
Lord Taylor. Yeah.
But we
anyway.
have the Penguin, or the small-time crook, officially known as Penguin now. Yes. What can we say from this return? Because, I mean, as I said back in episode 1, Penguin eat fish.
Oh, yeah,
So
it's
first
on.
off, what does this mean for this lovely young black woman?
Young.
Oh, she's up the creek without a paddle. I mean, all of her, like you said, all of her allies are gone by the end. Was it the Roman or the Greek?
The
Who's
Russian.
Falcone?
The Russian.
Oh, the Russian guy.
Falcone is, okay, I'm getting confused. Falcone they also call the Greek, right? No?
I don't know. I know
right.
he has like
Just because
slanted
he
eyes.
listens to opera does not make him Greek.
There's not really Greek operas though. That would make him like Italian or something like that. Anyway,
Well, yeah, he's gone.
yeah. So she's in trouble. But let's just talk about how cool it was to see Penguin with the umbrella, and to see that twist at the end when Falcone was in his little chicken coop, which was super weird. I thought that Penguin was gonna like shoot him or something, but no, he shows up, and it turns out that like Penguin was engineering it from the start, which is so cool.
Yes,
So
because we've
cool.
always been hitting at that, especially you, because you really don't trust the Penguin, but you've always been saying he's manipulating the system. And now, I mean, what better way to put it?
Not only he was manipulating the system, but it was like, all right, Penguin's a smart guy, but now we know he had help. So like he was not just, you couldn't make that many moves and take that many risks. Like because we didn't know Falcone was involved.
Yeah. Right.
So we thought that they were risks, but they weren't risks. Everything was planned
Mm-hmm.
between him and Falcone.
They're masters of making like organized chaos.
Yeah.
They make it look like it's a big cluster F, short for cluster fuck. And then underneath, it's still waters and a diabolical plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and I really like what they did here, because I feel like sometimes week to week it's like new villain, new thing, and so I'm just like, where's like the long con, you know, where's the long haul? So I'm really excited to see that there is some long structure.
They've actually opened up a little intricacy in this one,
Yeah,
which was nice.
yeah.
And his music got way jazzier.
Yes, for
It
sure,
was like
for sure.
New Orleans, like
Yeah.
it was real like bombastic.
Almost kind of like steampunky. It sounded a little bit like.
Was anybody else waiting for like a knife to come out of his, or a Tommy gun to come out of his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
the episode is called Penguin's Umbrella, and so I'm just like, okay, yeah, cool, he has it, but it's like, what's he gonna do with it? I want to see him hurt someone with it.
I think it was a umbrella for Gotham. Now Gotham, all of Gotham's crime lords are under this umbrella of this little diabolical genius.
Yeah.
Under my umbrella.
I hope he gets that thing that we got from the little assassin guy that had the little,
That's- yeah, I
the
know,
little
we were all
tube thing we
hoping
were
to see
talking
that.
about with the little thing.
Yeah.
I hope he gets that and just like adds it on there,
Yeah.
you know, gives us a little
It makes
pizzazz.
sense.
And that whole little treaty that Maroni and Falcone were talking about. What was it? Indian Hill?
Indian Hill.
Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
It started with an N or something.
Yeah,
Anyway,
Indian Hill.
was that where the Russian guy was at when he shot him, or is that just?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't think
Like,
so either because it
we're-
sounded like they were. It looked like they were in a warehouse on the water
Yeah.
where the Russian guy died.
The thing is, I think that now that we were like Indian Hill, it's not worth anything, and I thought it was like, but now that we know Falcone's involved, Falcone probably told him, "I want Indian
Yeah.
Hill."
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
that's
And
a
what
good-
was Indian Hill? Indian Hill was part, if I remember correctly, it was part of the Arkham Project that Maroni,
Falcone, like Bennett.
A lot of Italian
Yeah, they said it was
names.
Maroni inherited with because he got placed for garbage disposal dumps,
Yeah.
right? Chemical
Right.
factories.
It was like a toxic waste thing on an Indian barrel
Also,
around.
I think it's kind of interesting, like on a show level, the difference, the way they casted Falcone and Maroni are like the actors are so different. Like John Doman, who plays Falcone, he's such a stoic, like
Yeah.
straightforward, grounded actor, and the guy who plays Maroni is like a cartoon character. Like he's like always he's like, I like this guy. Like,
hey, what you doing over there?
It like just seems like they're in two different shows. Like,
Yeah.
but, like,
Yeah,
he's
which is
just
something that happens in this
such a
show.
goofball.
Well, you know, we live and we learn. I starting to like him. I was actually starting to get into Maroni for a
Maroni,
while.
you fell for him a little
I was
bit.
getting it there a little bit. Oh, and shout out to our friends over at Gotham Army, okay, on Twitter, and at TV Tag Gotham, and can't forget at Gotham Addicts, okay. Glad we shout out to y'all every week, every day. I think y'all just retweeted something I said. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Let's, mano y mano, we gonna keep working together. Let's do our thing.
I can't stop thinking about you guys, honestly, all day, all night. I know I'm just a basic bitch, but I can't stop thinking about you.
He's serious.
He got a tattoo of your names on his arm.
I got hash marks like
Yes.
Victor Zsasz
And
of all my friends.
speaking of
There's
Victor
three.
Zsasz, I know that's the guy you've been waiting on
Yeah.
all season pretty much. So give us your take on him. Because I
Yeah.
know I like the Victor Zsasz you see in, like, for example, the Arkham Asylum video game. You know, dude covered up in his little things, got his two knives,
And he
his
looks-
half
Don't
naked.
get me wrong. Any iteration of Victor Zsasz is gonna satisfy me sexually. So,
Okay.
with that said,
Moving along.
I really enjoyed seeing Zsasz, my iteration of Zsasz in Gotham. However, I was also very upset with the iteration of Zsasz that we saw in Gotham.
So the two opposites.
Yeah, well, basically, here's the thing. Victor Zsasz was never... Victor Zsasz is my favorite Batman villain of all time. Victor Zsasz was never a hitman for the Mafia or the mob or anything. And this is something that Christopher Nolan's trilogy started, and apparently it carried on. So Victor Zsasz was never a hitman. He was always just a crazy serial killer, period. Dark Knight mentioned it, that he was the crazy guy that in the courtroom in the first Batman Begins. So I guess that trend has kind of carried on. However, with that in mind, I don't mind. I like Victor Zsasz. But my problem with Victor Zsasz is this whole episode, he didn't have one freaking knife. Not one freaking knife.
No.
The only knife I see is a box cutter that he uses to put a scar in his arm. Yo, I understand Victor Zsasz is known to use guns from time to time, but his trademark is knives, and I didn't see one freaking knife.
They just talked about it though.
What
That's
it
the
is,
sad
yeah.
thing is they just mentioned
Yeah,
it.
they're like,
They
he has a
teased
knife
us.
to Barbara's throat.
That's like saying, I'm gonna be the Joker and not wear my purple suit. Cool.
Or not laugh.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, or the Riddler without a question mark somewhere. It just doesn't work.
Which they've already done. No,
feel
and
you.
that was something I was reading something today talking about like they need to that this show needs to decide if they want to be like mythos breaking, canon breaking, or if they want to like go along with it. So it's like if you want to make that choice that like Zsasz isn't going to have knives, they haven't like clearly decided if they're going to be like really in line with the comics or really not in line. Because you're talking about like question marks and the Riddler and stuff like that, and we're seeing that they're going crazy with that stuff. So it's like, do they want to do their own thing with these characters, or are they staying in line with
Poison
the books?
Ivy had plants in her house.
Yeah.
Riddler had a question mark on his coffee
thing
cup.
is,
Catwoman moves like
The Catwoman
Yeah.
moves like a cat.
You
Where's
can't do that to
Zazz's
yourself,
stuff?
though.
The hash marks, that's good enough for you because it's not good enough for me.
Don't do that to yourself. Don't do it to yourself. Because remember, I do Flash too.
I know.
You know how I love the
I'm right
Flash.
there.
And I'm right there. But you gotta kind of put the nerdism to the side a little bit and kind of take the show for what it is after a while. But
that's
it's gonna hit you right here.
Hundreds and thousands of Batman comics, Victor Zsasz has maybe killed like 3 people with guns, and he's killed thousands with knives. So I think there's a trend there.
Well, we just saw him try to kill one
28.
person with a gun, and he had like his background dancer, Salt and Pepper, right there behind
I think
him.
they're called Smoke and Ember, if I saw that on IMDb right.
Oh, Smoke and Ember.
So let's just to summarize for David specifically, his experience today was first he saw Victor Zsasz and using his words,
He splooged.
was sexually aroused. Then he's got to thinking, I don't necessarily like the Victor Zsasz that they're giving me. But then his head went, but I love Victor Zsasz so much that I forgive the people who made Gotham. But then his head went back to all the comic books he read as young David. The origin story of young David was that he liked that Victor Zsasz murdered people with a knife. So it was a real roller coaster for you today.
It's an emotional
Where are
roller
you
coaster.
now? How are you feeling now?
I still like, I mean, obviously Victor Zsasz is not dead. We're going to see more of him throughout the rest of the season. I'm excited to see that. I think that maybe we could see more progression on what Victor Zsasz. I would love to see this origin story. Yeah. Although I don't think that origin story is going to work since it involves him losing his entire fortune to the Penguin. And in this circumstance, it's not going to work. So I want to see what their version of his origin story is. So that way I have something to rant about.
Just a random fact, but the guy who played Victor Zsasz, what was his name?
I don't know the actor's name.
What was his name? Okay, well, none of us know his name.
Steve
but
Smith.
He's also the guy who played the Mist on the Flash. So we will probably not see any
the
crossovers that way.
Ever.
Yes.
So basically, they're teasing the hell. They're teasing us with these Queen Industries Easter eggs in the background because that's never going to happen.
It's just
Now,
fun,
speaking of Zsasz, though, he walks up in the police station and is like, look, I'm looking for Jim Gordon. I ain't got no problem with y'all. Mind your business. You go count something. And then he was like, that's him? All right, everybody get out. Now, to me, that looks like Jim versus Gotham.
Yeah.
Okay? That it looks like now he just has nobody behind him. Not even, what's the police chief's name? The little Hispanic lady. Essen, yeah. She's not even backing him up. She's not even like, look, somebody stay.
Yeah.
You know, some of our guys that just passed the police training are top fit guys. At least you stay and try to back him up because you got Noob and Smoke, or what were their names?
Smoke and Amber.
Smoke and Amber back here too. Okay, it's like we need
Salt
some
and pepper.
help. You know, and so they just dip. Does this mean that from now on, like, let's say he's in the streets taking down a rapist or something. He's like taking him down. Police just gonna drive by? Is he just out for himself now? Is there no police backing for him?
He's like the total outcast.
Yeah,
Nobody
like
wants
is he
anything
just?
to do with him.
Yeah, are they even cutting him checks anymore? Or is he working for free?
I think that strangely what we've seen as the episode went on when they were spared by Falcone is that now the belief or the understanding is probably that Gordon and Bullock are back in line as like doing what's necessary.
Yeah.
Like now that they're like now they kind of owe Falcone one in his eyes, and really Falcone was obviously repaying a debt to the Penguin, as we saw. So there might be the police might, because they have not been portrayed as intelligent characters on this show so far. The police might just be like, "Oh, welcome back, guys.
Yeah.
Have a cup of coffee."
Yeah, true dat.
Bullock though.
Oh yeah, to talk about Bullock. Did anyone else think that his change of heart was like really out of nowhere?
Extremely.
I mean, we've been talking a little bit about how some things are like falling into their lap a little easily. Like in the Balloon Man episode, it's like we look through this threshold and like look, there's a balloon, and like some other episode where they're like, look, here's a piece of paper with like his next 3 hits like written down on it. And this is just a little bit too convenient because I think that like especially with the last episode, we're getting this really cool like, you know, kind of like redemption arc for Bullock, and so I was just like, this would have been like a great opportunity to see that, and it was just too easy this time.
They probably wrote a scene and then ran out of time to shoot, or they cut it. You know, like, there probably is a scene.
They could have put that scene in there and cut down some of that gunfight. That gunfight went on for about 12 minutes.
Fair point.
It did.
You
It was
know?
going. He was crawling and everything.
That was some stuff.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like the last scene that we saw Bullock, it was he's like, you better hope I never see you again or I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we go to that. They're like, we're ready to commit suicide together. Let's do it.
do it.
Like what? No. I mean,
maybe-
alcohol is an amazing thing, but it doesn't do that much.
Maybe sleeping
The
with
love of a
that
good
voluptuous woman.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
hey,
I was gonna say.
Marcia, the Duchess from Devonshire.
Ooh.
We might run into her in Northridge sometime
Oh, boy.
soon.
Not
Not
to
to
Chatsworth.
mention
The
that
Duchess.
he got it on with her in Jim's bed. He said, go
I know.
get it.
I know. Jim was just
Isn't-
like, yeah,
and
go
also-
ahead, go
He had
ahead.
nothing to say.
And also,
Condoms on the table.
Isn't Jim's bed like right in the middle of his living room? Isn't it like, don't they live in a strange
Yeah, he
open
was like,
floor plan?
go in there and get
Jim's
your
just-
birthday suit. And it was like,
I'm gonna
bruh,
come
she's
find
halfway
you."
there
And
already.
Jim
Yeah.
had no qualms with it. He was
Yeah.
just like, "Yo, no, it's just over
I'm
there.
gonna
Go
keep
ahead."
loading this gun and drinking this liquor. You guys go ahead and bang it out, Gordon style. By the way, that clock's off by an hour. The giant one that everyone can see you two fucking through, that's off by an hour because of daylight savings.
Yeah.
And talking about change of heart, Montoya and Mr. Christmas himself.
Mr.
Okay.
Christmas.
Yes. Okay.
Christmas
now
Kringle.
they seem like, okay, we see Oswald Copperpot. So everything we tried to do before, we messed up.
Our
okay,
bad.
I'm sorry, my bad. And then boom, Alfred comes in out of the woodworks like Green Beret
Yeah.
style. He was like, you know him? He's like, oh, you good? You know the black dude? All
With
right,
a
cool.
knife to his
Sorry.
throat,
Yeah.
like
Got a
Zsasz
knife.
should have.
Hey, you know?
Saying,
I'm just saying, it's out there, you know. But I mean, I don't know if I truly trust that change of heart either, because you got to remember, Montoya and Barbara got some history,
Yeah.
and Gordon knows his history. So she
this
back there asking like, so is Barbara cool?
This
He's like, yeah,
history.
bitch, she cool. All right, stop asking about my girl, you know.
Not to mention,
history.
when all this
They got
stuff was
history.
going down with Jim and Bullock, where the heck was Miss Christmas and Montoya? Miss Christmas.
Mr. Christmas.
Mr. Christmas and
I
Montoya.
say Miss
Christmas is his name, just so everyone.
mean,
so not like of the people who are gonna watch this, only two of us are morons. Like the other two, we know his name is Christmas.
Do we?
Christmas Allen.
No,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes.
Crispus.
Crispus?
Crispix.
Crispus.
His name is Crispix.
Crispus.
Crisp, like a crisp
Oh,
apple.
I thought it was Christmas.
shared between us.
Oh.
You thought the man's
Yeah,
name was
I
Christmas.
was like Mr. Christmas. I thought that was
You're
it.
like-
And then
You're like, this show
Montoya's
loves
first name is
Christmas.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
I'm Thanksgiving Montoya. This is my partner, Christmas.
But yeah, like I mean, I feel like personally they might have a little underlying, you know.
Yeah, no, I was thinking
intentions.
like when Montoya and Gordon were like hanging out in the forest, I was like, she's just gonna turn around and go bam or something like that.
Yeah.
It was very suspicious. But I mean, they threw in the line where Montoya says something about like, so long as Barbara's safe, so it looks like she's doing it for Barbara or something like that. But I'm like,
And where did Alfred come from? Because he came out of nowhere and like he just left Bruce by himself.
he's gonna teach Bruce some like ninja skills too, because he can
He
just
will.
travel in
And
the
this
dark.
is the plot that you were talking about, the whole New 52 thing where Alfred is a what?
He's like I think a Royal British Marine.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And I think he kind of like he has a hand-to-hand combat training, and he trains Bruce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you see that next episode, a little trailer, he gave somebody a mean right hook.
Yeah.
He threw the body into it.
Yeah.
And I mean, I didn't see the person he was hitting. We got like a
Probably
glimpse.
Christmas.
But he was probably hitting Mr. Christmas.
Christmas is
Yeah,
still
He
wandering
just
the
getting
grounds,
beaten up all over
setting
the
up
place.
lights and like little candy cane displays.
Yeah, just pointing out though,
Get
they
off
popped
my
in
land.
at the perfect time. So, I mean, they know something. So I'm gonna just throw that out there. And yes, we're gonna get back to those fan questions we got coming up right after this. Okay, so pay attention. Don't put the screen down.
Just in case you missed it live.
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 In case you missed it live, I'm not fake, I'm so real, okay?
Hey, who's excited?
She's a little superhero slut because she's so. I just pissed everybody off.
She's like such a glamazon. Join the writer team because you are hot.
And I loved it.
That is like tension beyond belief. I found her to be deliciously out of control.
We were all just looked at each other, just like, oh.
So we can assume that you've written letters to inmates before.
Give me the diamonds. I need them for my wife.
Take charge and kill everyone.
This Holocaust coffin!
You were agreeing with me, so I think it was a great point.
You know, you can't count anything out.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Oh my God.
What's your shoe size? My size.
Well, that was pretty awful.
Oh my God.
Very cool.
Totally.
YouTube shout outs. What's up, people? We got Oliver Brown. Yes, we got Blue Etrigan. Hopefully I said it right this time. I like you. We've been talking to you quite a bit. Okay. We got Ashay Nagar. Okay, did I say that right?
Okay.
We got Buck Pawns.
What else do we got?
I'm sorry, what?
We got butt
I
pawns?
think I said it right. Buck pawns?
Buck, not butt.
That's what I said. I said buck pawns.
I thought we had
butt puns.
I thought we were confessing to a condition we were all suffering. We're all suffering from butt puns.
We got Mr. Francisco Torres.
Oh, hey, Frank.
And we got music for the radio. Oh yeah, okay. I likes that. So, fan question number 1 comes from @Mr_Farrington. Do you think there is a chance that Mooney's Bar will eventually be turned into Penguin's Iceberg Lounge? I can see that
before, haven't we?
happening
Yeah, I think we
because
talked about this a
yeah,
little
we
bit.
did.
But I would like to say, I mean, I've noticed that Mooney's whole thing is Joker colors. I mean, she had the band a while back that I think was called the Harlequins, and you know, it's all like red. And I mean, Penguin's in charge of the Maroni place, so I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking that if we're gonna get some Joker Easter eggs, that he's gonna be born out of that world. That's just me.
I mean, I
Great
wouldn't be
point.
surprised if he does. You know, like I said, I
be nice
repeat
to
it
me.
almost every episode. Penguin eat fish. He's just gonna devour her and take over.
You're like,
I mean, I wouldn't be
personally-
surprised.
You're like the guy from The Shining that just repeats.
Yeah.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
There you go.
Penguins eat fish. Penguins eat fish. Penguins eat fish.
There you go. Fish Mooney, everybody.
I think when I think Iceberg Lounge, I think the best visualization I've ever seen of the Iceberg Lounge is the one they did in the Arkham games. If anybody's ever played that
Yes.
besides me, because
I have.
I'm terrible. But
Ethan, no.
but with he's got the ice, and you have the ice chandeliers that are not really ice, they're like diamonds, and there's like sharks in the water, and
Yeah.
it's like a nice dining restaurant around it, and it's like this really upper class, and it's a big place. I think Fish Mooney's place is a little small, but do I think that he could take her out, knock down the walls, and do some expansion? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I think he'll do it? Yeah, and I think Falcone's gonna help him too.
Hey, there you go. All right. So, fan question number 2 comes from @Numobi. Again, what's up? Do you think we'll see new villains created for the show? Yeah. I mean, we kind of are. Fish Mooney I think, was created for the show.
Right.
Mind
would
you,
be-
my interpretation of her was probably awe-inspiring. I don't know we all
It
remember
was.
that.
We all remember.
It was.
Hard to forget.
I'm just saying, you can't beat one like that.
A Balloon Man, I believe, was not really a villain, more of a strange
Yeah.
vigilante.
Yeah.
However, Balloon Man, I don't think people are super excited about Balloon Man, so I can't imagine that
I
will.
haven't stopped writing Balloon Man fanfic. It's
know?
been getting a great
You too,
response.
really?
You know what would be really
It's
exciting
erotic.
is if
Yeah.
they got Kevin Smith, who used to write the Batman comics. Kevin Smith, the director. Everybody knows who he is?
Yeah.
Silent Bob? If he would come in and write an episode of Gotham with a new villain, you know how nasty that would be?
That'd probably get pretty deep.
Nasty in like
No, like,
meaning
like
good nasty.
Yeah, it would be an amazing episode.
Like
We'd
it would
probably
make
really
you sexually
good-
aroused, like when Zsasz showed up again. Right?
I would have to bring 2 pairs of shorts.
And there was some strange in the preview for next week. There was some gentleman in a mask, I believe, again, or
It looked like a
possibly
kabuki mask.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we don't
Whiskers.
know. I mean, they kind of have to create villains, right? Like,
I
mean,
would like it. I mean, because I mean, unless I've heard what they're going to do with the Scarecrow. Every time there's a new Comic Con, there's always new rumors that I get to read. And I think Bruno Heller was talking about how they're going to introduce Scarecrow in their next group of episodes, and it's going to be kind of a family business. Like they said, like I made jokes about certain villains being family businesses, and they said that the Scarecrow is going to kind of get it from his father. So unless they're going to either make all of these things family businesses or make these villains like way too old for the time Batman's older himself, they're going to have to come up with new villains, and I would personally like to see that.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to come up with new ones anyway for like filler episodes,
Right.
Because it's hard to keep like the main story thick enough for the whole time. You got to have some episodes where like, oh, they didn't really do much besides like talk about this part and talk about and kind of recap, and then like
True.
advance it in the
I mean,
next.
Do
Tim's
we
gotta
need episodes
investigate
like
something.
that?
Yeah, you know.
I would like to see a supervillain called Creepy Hug Man that just
Creepy Hug Man?
holds you in for a few seconds too long.
Are you a writer on this?
I am.
Oh.
Are you aspiring?
Rip.
Creepy Hug Man. I
All
like it.
right, so on to live question number 1 from Music for the Radio.
Oh, hello again.
What do you guys think is Penguin's next move?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I mean, he awfully close to Falcone now, so I mean, at this point, it's endless possibilities because he got some serious pull. Like you talk about a plug, he has the plug, and I mean, not only Falcone, but obviously that also includes like the mayor and stuff like that. So who knows? I mean, God knows where he's gonna go from here.
I think that they're setting it up for Maroni to take a bigger fall than Falcone at the expense of the Penguin. So I think his next move will probably be some sort of internal sabotage of a Maroni thing.
That sounds about right, because I bet that's in Falcone's best interest as well. So he probably wants to help him take out Maroni, and then Fish, I bet, will be our end of the season.
I can't figure Penguin's end game. I can't figure it
Well,
out.
I mean, you've been pretty much like pound for pound each guess. Like you've been getting it.
Here's the thing, like I never the fact that he was working with Falcone was just like, oh crap! I never took that into
actually grabbed your arm. I was like,
that really
flexed.
caught me. So, but now, if I know Penguin from the show, like I'm not saying I know him, but I still think Falcone is a means to an end. So there's got to be there's got to be something beyond Falcone.
And I wonder. Oh, sorry.
So he wants to be bigger than Falcone, I think.
Sure. And I wonder if the revenge that Penguin can get on Fish Mooney is not necessarily taking her club, but having his own club that puts her club out of business. Like that's more. She's a jealous person. And like she responds. She gets more angry when you defy her rather than try and physically hurt her. You know what I mean? Like it seems like when they beat up her boyfriend or whatever that guy, she got real angry about that. Like.
Get out! Yeah, I remember
Hey, speaking of boyfriends, I know this isn't Penguin's next move, but I predict that that little girl that's baking muffins in Falcone's house, I think he's onto her.
Yeah.
And I wonder why he's keeping her around.
Well, I mean, either that or he's just like, look, I'm way too old for you. It don't even work no more. Just clean my house, make some cupcakes. I'll put you on payroll. You good? You're eye candy. Either that or he, like she said, he knows something that is very valuable. Like he has the front. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does know, and maybe he's going to end up warping her to backfire on Fish.
That'd be a good idea.
That'd be cool, because she's obviously can get close to Fish like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Come in with a little sweet, talk like a mama, not like a sexual predator. You know what I'm saying? Like she's trying to teach her. So, I wouldn't be surprised. There's plenty of outlets for it. But as far as Penguin's next move, I mean, hey,
I really don't
I just see him capsizing the boat, really.
I'm
Like
excited.
he just wants to flip the whole game around.
It's going to be good.
Fan question number 2, okay, from Francisco Torres. Do you guys think that Zsasz was maybe too old already? I'm leaving that to you, David. I ain't saying nothing.
Well, I think all of the villains in this show are too old already. Just for the sake of Batman growing up and they're all going to be 20 plus years on him. I mean, that just doesn't work for me, especially Zsasz. But I've already come to terms with the fact that I'm probably never going to get to see the Bat until season 12, just like Smallville, where he never put on the cape and flew until the very last episode. So I've come to terms that that's probably not going to happen, or probably going to happen the same way. Do I think Victor Zsasz is too old? I don't care. I just want to see Victor Zsasz.
Just want to see some knives.
Well, I mean, he seems like he could probably be like 20 in this, like 22.
Yeah, I was actually hoping they'd give him
years,
like a little bit of hair, but I guess not.
Oh no, Victor's like a hairless seal. You know?
Actually, there has been versions of Victor Zsasz where he's had long, beautiful blonde hair.
See, this is why I didn't want to say nothing.
Kind of like Finn from Adventure Time when he pulls off his hood.
And it's just like the little lock.
It just shines.
Yes. And our Twitter shout-outs. We want to shout out to @Ascent01, okay?
Hey.
And @JadaPrince247, Jada Pinkett, if that's you. Hey, girl, holla at me. And then @Duante_Tolbert. I think I was just talking to you today. What it do, bro? What it do? Okay.
Spice Snug, come back, man. We miss
where are
where's
you?
Spice Snug, man? We don't, you know what I'm saying?
Spice Snug is out.
When you're not here, we got to say hi to Butt Pawns, and he says it wrong.
Buck Pawns. I apologize.
Buck Pawns.
Pawns. And even if I'm saying it wrong, please correct me. Give me like the dictionary, like 3 letters, dot to 3 letters, dot, like sound it out for me.
The phonetics.
Yes. And don't forget to check out @Gotham Talk. We forgot y'all last week, but as I said, we got none but love. We gonna put you out there this week. Check out their podcast at Blog Talk. Okay, you know, I'm gonna try this again.
You're gonna do it.
Check out their podcast on blogtalkradio.com/Gotham Talk. Yes.
There's that Lucius voice from last week.
Oh, you heard it? You heard that delicious, don't make me bust a Morgan Freeman again up in here.
Okay.
I love people. Okay. So, yes, go ahead and subscribe now to theStream.tv on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, whatever social media outlets that you have. And if you have any more questions or anything, #GothamAS. We are always watching, listening, but not stalking. We know the line, okay? So, yes, I had a good time. I really enjoyed this episode, though. I will say this is probably my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I love it.
Any last words, people?
I liked it.
That's Tommy B for you. That's Tommy B.
Yeah.
See you guys next week and tune back in. TheStream.tv.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Miss you.